Singer and musician Marilyn Manson is being investigated for domestic violence that took place over a decade ago. Now, he hasn't denied the allegations. He said, "Back then, I was in a really weird place." Marilyn Manson. Frostburg, Maryland, the police chief was bitten by an illegal alien. She was charged with frostbite and turned over to ICE. And finally, in Indiana, a man was arrested for breaking into his ex-wife's house to steal a cookbook. He's been charged with baking and entering. I like it, I'm keeping it. That's the Zany Report. It's time to do a little thing I like to call the Zany Report. Anybody want to hear the Zany Report? For the folks who may not know, this is my take on the news. A lot of great things going on in the news, and I like to keep on top of that. Jason, do you stay on top of the news? Nope. Then this is really going to work well. Are you having a good time, Jason? Yeah, can you show it? Do you laugh inside? Is there any way you can move to the back? It's just been a rough 12 months. I've lost a lot of dear friends and family members. I have been in so many funerals, always a pallbearer. Everybody mourns differently, okay? A new study has found pessimistic men are likely to die early. I just knew it. The Las Vegas City Council has outlawed urination and defecation in public. They said it's been their number 1 and number 2 priorities. Yeah! Hey, there's a high suicide rate among dentists. How many dentists are here? See? You seem happy. I don't believe that. Dateline, Alabama, a cougar found at a local motel has been euthanized. Officials are warning women over 50 to stay away from this month. Dateline, Woodland Hills, California, 6 cars collide into a spilled load of avocados. Luckily, chips are on the scene in minutes. Guacamole. Honda has come out with a lawnmower that can go up to 150 miles per hour. They're very popular with gardeners who have been spotted by ICE agents. Look, if we don't laugh, we'll just cry. Boise, Idaho. The city recorded its hottest day at 106 degrees, beating out the old record of 105 degrees set in 1875. Now, officials, of course, are blaming this on global warming, and in 1875, they blamed it on summer. Summer. Port Charlotte, Florida, a woman says lightning destroyed her septic tank, causing her toilet to explode. And in a sign of poetic justice, it also hit the ceiling fan. 1.5 cups of spinach a day may reduce the risk of stroke. The study went on to say, See, doctor, I don't think that's true. Have you seen Popeye the Sailor? It looks like he's had a stroke. Dateline, Omaha, Nebraska, the fire department wants to charge $400 a pop for helping pick up people who have fallen. Prompting Life Alert to unveil their new slogan, I've fallen and can't afford to get up. This one's for you, Will, okay? In Florida, police arrested a man for pouring ketchup on his girlfriend while she slept. This is not the first time he's been in trouble with the law. In fact, he's an ex-condiment. It takes time for that joke to catch up. Washington, D.C., 2 men were arrested for shooting an ice cream truck driver. Now, the driver will survive because he was only shot in the drumstick and the Nutty Buddies. Those are 2 ice creams available on a truck. Trust me. A Connecticut man who's on parole was arrested for hiding heroin in his Bible. Now, he's been charged with possession and leading us into temptation. A sad note, a 70-year-old Kansas City man robbed a bank because he preferred incarceration than to continue to live with his wife. The sad part, she plans to visit him in prison every day. In cat news, we got some cat people here, obviously. Hollis, New Hampshire police are on the lookout for someone who abandoned 9 kittens on the side of the road. Woo! You may want to go now. When caught, they'll be charged with littering. Bigger laugh had you not go, woo! A new study has found 1 out of 6 smartphones are covered in fecal matter. The other 5 just get crappy reception. Dayline, Hollywood, California, a driver hit a deer on the 101 freeway. Police said they knew it was a Hollywood deer because it had a fake rack. As we all know, in 2016, Mother Teresa was made a saint. You know that, right? But what you don't know, she was traded by the Lions for 2 martyrs to be named later. Wrong town for this joke. Dateline, Denver, Colorado, police have arrested 50 people and seized more than 23 pounds of black tar heroin. Now, activists say if it was white tar heroin, this would never have happened. This is scary. An adult bed bug can live 550 days without eating. Yeah, beating out the Olsen twins by 3 days. In dog news, Angie, you like doggies? You have a dog? Okay. Did you know a dog can make 100 facial expressions, beating out actor Mickey Rourke by 99? He's had a lot of work done. This is a fun fact. A dog can smell if you have cancer. And the really good news, if your dog tells you only have a year to live, it's really 7. Buena Park, California, a man was arrested after he bit the eyebrow off another man during a bar fight. Yeah, they didn't release the name of the victim, but they said you'd know him if you saw him. Queensbury, New York, a woman pleaded guilty to giving, listen to this, Heather, giving her 3 children vodka and marijuana. Now, she told the judge, if I didn't do it, they'd just go out on the streets and get it from grandma. Bridgeport, Connecticut, a 5-year-old brought 50 packets of heroin to school for show and tell. Did not get into trouble because he had enough for everyone. So sharesies. Sharesies is alive and well. Now, do you remember that movie, 127 Hours? It actually took place in Moab, right? Remember the climber, middle of nowhere, got his arm trapped, cut off his own arm to escape. Now, they asked the real-life guy if he'd do it again. He said, yeah, but only one more time. You know, I am so proud of all of you. That was a math joke, and you did it in your head. Even the kids didn't bring out their calculator app. They're doing a biopic of the crocodile hunter, Steve Irwin. It's only going to be available on Blu-ray or Stingray. Too soon? Too soon? I have a theory. I think he mocked these crocodiles for so long, the Stingray was hired by the crocodiles to take this bastard out. And then probably paid it in sand dollars. Any questions so far? No, I've asked a few of you questions. You should have the same opportunity. Anything you want to ask me, go right ahead. I read a lot. I have some questions. Can an orphan eat at a family restaurant? If I marry two midgets, is that big of me? Wrong state to do that joke in. Do poor white trash go to the movies just for the trailers? Yeah! Come on, people. I can't keep this enthusiasm up. If someone steals my identity and I kill them, am I committing suicide? If a TV weatherman has cataracts, are all their forecasts partly cloudy? This is where you can get involved. What do you call an armadillo with leprosy? A dillo. A dillo. What would probably help out right now with that joke if you could just Google symptoms of leprosy. If an electrician's kid gets into trouble, do they ground them? If you hit a person with an electric car, can you be charged with battery? If I poop on a picture of Satan, am I damned if I do? Should the Fiber One bar really be number 2? Here's some more good news, bad news. A Nebraska woman gave birth to a baby girl at the Dixon County Fair. The bad news, she got a 4th place ribbon behind 2 pigs and a goat. Jefferson City, Missouri, the Public Defender's Office is experimenting with sending text messages to defendants to remind them of their court date. That's a good idea. So far, the defendants reply with LOL. They're probably not going to show up. Hamden, Connecticut, listen to this, Will. A 13-year-old boy woke up and found a skunk in his bed. The smell was so bad, the skunk left. McKees Rock, PA, a 2-year-old girl got trapped in a toy crane vending machine at the mall. Police said it took over 50 quarters to get her out. This is a very interesting one right here. This is in Philly, PA, okay? Let me get to it. A man is suing Chick-fil-A for serving him a chicken sandwich with a rat baked in the bun. Yeah. Now, the 300-pound plus man said, I was so disgusted, I almost didn't finish eating it. That was a good one to end on.